On the Shades of India this weekend, another chapter in a familiar story. Another character takes large amounts of money handed him by the banks and disappears. This time, Nirav Modi. Now, where could we have heard of this kind of thing before? And this time, what next? So what next, we were asking? Chaiti Narula joins us from Delhi, and she's been keeping track of this star-studded character and the now police chase after him. Chaiti, can you talk us through this fraudulent path or allegedly fraudulent path? Is this a case of failure to repay loans, or do we have evidence of fraud here?
All right, Sanjay, there are 2 to 3 questions that you're asking me here. First up, is there a fraud evident or not? Of course, it is a fraud which is evident. The employees of Punjab National Bank, they were the ones who issued a letter of understanding. This letter of understanding served as a guarantee to other banks who issued loans to Nirav Modi and the companies that he was holding as well. Now, these banks did not do their due diligence in place before giving out these loans as well, because they thought Punjab National Bank is the one giving a guarantee, and this letter of understanding was fraudulent in the first place, and that is exactly what Punjab National Bank has highlighted as well. So it is a fraud of the banking system. There are too many questions that come in. How did the employee get away by giving away so many loans, issuing this letter of understanding as well? How is it that the other banks as well did not conduct their background due diligence before giving out loans as well? So too many questions that need to be answered. The larger story, I guess, over here is that all these nationalized banks, the public sector undertakings, do they need to reform? Is there a need and a call for privatization of these banks as well? I mean, of course, you will have the government who is promising recapitalization to PSUs as well, but that is just not enough. We are seeing the increasing in the rise of NPAs in the banking sector in India, and we're also now seeing these kind of frauds come up as well. The larger issue here is which government or which regime will now take the step forward to reform the public sector undertaking in terms of the banking sector in India as well. And I think that's the larger story that we must focus on. The other question that you asked is this not a case of failure to repay loans and then fleeing? Of course, he has fled. We know that he's not in the country. Just ahead of the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate raids, this man has left the country. Sources close to CNN-News18 are also saying that he perhaps is in New York at this point of time. So, of course, your guess is as good as mine. There will be a process that would start to bring him back now to India.
But surely all this sudden and meteoric rise should have alerted authorities, the auditors, the tax authorities, bankers themselves. How did he get away with this for this long?
You know, your question about the meteoric rise of Nirav Modi is a very pertinent question, because if you ask anyone in the social circles of Mumbai, 15 years ago, nobody knew who this man Nirav Modi was. He suddenly entered the scene. Suddenly you could see him drive the best of Bentleys, wear the sharpest of attire, go to the right sit-down dinners, get spotted at high teas, be seen with some of the biggest names of Hollywood. He would have all these lavish bashes at Umaid Bhawan in Jodhpur, celebrating 5 years of brand Nirav Modi as well. Even in Mumbai itself, nobody knew who he really was. He used to be an average diamond trader in the streets of Cauvery Bazaar. His father was also into the diamond trading business. He lives in Antwerp now in Belgium. His father has not come back. Nirav Modi then went on to Wharton Business School, only to drop out there and come back to India to learn the ropes of the business from Mehul Choksi. Mehul Choksi is the guy, remember, who owns Gitanjali Gems. He's the one who taught him the tricks of the trade as far as the business is concerned as well. Mehul Choksi, according to sources close to the diamond trading fraternity in Mumbai, are revealing that he has also been slapped with several fraudulent allegations in the past as well. None of them as of now have been proven as yet. So there was a sudden meteoric rise in terms of who Nirav Modi really was. He took these loans, he had some very overambitious plans to expand his business as well. He made in India, he made sure that he's exporting all of his products, 95% thereabout of his products were getting exported as well. He also had an IPO in the pipeline, he also had fundraising plans in the pipeline through private equity route is what he was also mulling for the longest time. So of course he was over ambitious, and there was a sudden meteoric rise in Nirav Modi as far as brand Nirav Modi was concerned in the past 15 years in Bombay. So it is quite surprising that nobody really noticed as to where the money is really coming from, and if the money is coming into his business through loans that he's taken, how are these loans being taken? What is the kind of guarantee which is against these loans that have been taken? So too many questions, not too many answers right there, but as investigation goes on, we'll get to know further as to where and how this entire fraud actually and exactly took place. But from what information we're picking up right now and the analysts that we're speaking to right now, it all boils down to that fraudulent letter of understanding that served as a guarantee from the Punjab National Bank, on the basis of which he ended up getting all this credit from the other banks as well.
And then again, that old game begins, leaving India with a lot of money. So the whole move to get another suspect back to India begins all over again.
Well, you're right as far as the pattern of leaving India and going to UK is concerned. We have seen quite a few big names and India is no stranger to seeing these names leaving the country and going abroad as well. And then, of course, the entire process of extradition starts. So, of course, as far as Nirav Modi is concerned, that will happen. 101% it will happen. The CBI and the Enforcement Directorate would want him back in India as well. The real story here is that just ahead of the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate raids that started, Nirav Modi with his wife Ami Modi and Mehul Choksi, who happens to be the uncle of Nirav Modi, all three of them fled the country. Sources close to CNN-News18 have revealed that Nirav Modi currently is checked into a hotel in New York as well. It wouldn't be very difficult to track where Nirav Modi really is, but now the entire process of extradition of Nirav Modi would also start. Of course, India has a lot of questions that must be answered, and of course the process of extradition for all of these three, whether it is Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi or his wife, will begin now, because they have looted the country. They have really looted the country, because this was all the taxpayers' money that we are talking about at the end of the day, and they have left the country now. So of course that story does continue. We'll wait and watch to see how this story really develops.
Thanks, Jyoti, and it does appear that we are going to watch that arrivals hall hopelessly while failing to keep an eye on the departures lounge. Did this Modi get a nod and a wink from the authorities? A political wink, if not a wink of this kind. There is more here than meets the eye, and Mihir Trivedi joins us to tell us more. Mihir, this must be one of the most politically controversial winks of all time. Put the wink first, and it's a captivating one. Not the first certainly, but what is it about this one?
Definitely, it's not the first time an actress has winked on screen, but there's something really special about Priya Prakash Varrier and her wink in this particular film and this song which has gone viral. And that defines an actor. That is what an actor is for, right? To kind of actually mesmerize the audience with their emotions, with their acting and with their performance, and that's exactly what she's done in this particular song that has gone viral and made her an overnight household name. Remember, it's not really fans of Malayalam cinema, it's really traveled beyond now, giving Priya Prakash Varrier the kind of attention she is getting currently, and complete credit goes to her. In fact, she went on to say on camera that it is because, much of it is because of her training in classical music and classical dance. that has helped her to emote on screen the way the director wanted and bring out that exact expression and which really went on to become a hit. So all credit goes to the actress here who is an internet sensation at the moment.
And what's the story behind the wink? What's the song it comes in? What does it say? And what's the context of the film in which the song appears?
These are questions we really don't know at this point. I'm sure the filmmaker must be knowing, and there is a certain amount of context to this song. But from what we see, and for whoever's seen the the song, the specific song with the wink in it, knows that it pretty much talks about this romance between a young kid and a young girl. These two school students who are actually ensuring that nobody really looks at them, but they can exchange pleasantries in their special and secret ways. It is a romantic song in that sense, and that is particularly probably the context of the film. But really, that is something we'll really know more clearly once we watch the film, once the film releases, and that's when we'll understand the real context of this song in the film.
And what is this Raza Academy and what is their complaint? And is it getting significant support for its planned agitation?
It is a fringe group that has been objecting to movies in the past as well. This is not the first time Raza Academy has objected to certain things in a film. But remember, the timing here is questionable. The Raza Academy comes into action only after this particular song goes viral and is a talking point as far as every household is concerned. Only after Priya Prakash Varrier becomes a household name is when they find some sort of objection to the song. Remember, they have certain amount of problem with the lyrics of the song, and they've asked the filmmakers to remove it. But having said that, this is the time when the filmmaker can benefit from something like this. When a video goes viral, it is adding to the curiosity around the film, and that is something that makes a filmmaker vulnerable at this particular point, and that because of which probably these fringe groups can manage their arm twisting ways. Remember, we have seen the amount of trouble caused by the Karni Sena to the makers of Padmavat, who had to eventually postpone the film's release and release on a different date amidst all the controversy. So we really don't know at this point where will this controversy head to, how will it escalate, and we really don't know what is the next plan for the Raza Academy. But if there is some sort of agitation, then it will really impact the film's release in theatres, because generally people are scared to go to the theatres when such a controversy happens. There is some sort of threat to the cinema halls.
Well, in India, a song, a film can get more people going than an entire opposition. And let's see what else has been going on around India.
Under fire from the United States, Pakistan has officially banned Hafiz Saeed's Jamaat-ud-Dawa. The group's movable and immovable assets have been frozen. The move comes days before the Financial Action Task Force meeting in Paris, where it was expected that Pakistan would be added to the grey list, which means a country that allows money laundering and terror financing. News 18 has spoken to British Member of Parliament Bob Blackman, who is the only British MP to have exposed Pakistan on the floor of the House of Commons. Last year, he brought a bill to declare PUK as illegally occupied by Pakistan. Now he says more surgical strikes are required against Pakistan.
Pakistani government should face up to its responsibilities and clear these terrorist camps and stop encouraging the terrorists to attack a sovereign part of India.
Big respite for Karnataka from the Supreme Court on the Cauvery water dispute. Karnataka is to get an additional 14.75 thousand million cubic feet of water, while Tamil Nadu is to get 177.25 TMC of water instead of the earlier 192 TMC. The Supreme Court has warned the states not to deviate from the order, and the order will remain in force for 15 years. The Apex Court will monitor implementation of its order, while the centre will ensure setting up of a Cauvery board. The DMK has targeted the EPS-OPS government for not arguing Tamil Nadu's case well in the apex court. The Supreme Court has cracked the whip on hate crimes across the country. The top court ruled that nobody can be assaulted or killed in the name of religion. The apex court ordered the courts across the country to ensure that pluralism is protected. Politics has broken out over the arrest of Indian Mujahideen terrorist Aris Khan, accused in the Batla House encounter case. Union Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said the arrest exposes the Congress's political hypocrisy. The Congress had alleged that the Batla House encounter was staged by the Delhi police to gain praise after the 2008 blasts. Mamata Banerjee has become the first Chief Minister to reject Modi Care, the proposed universal healthcare scheme. Mamata said West Bengal already has free healthcare and doesn't see the point of spending on another program that will do the same. Mamata also slammed the centre for not consulting states before unveiling the plan. Pakistan will travel to India to take part in the Hockey World Cup, which is scheduled to be played in Bhubaneswar in November-December this year. This ends speculation of Pakistan not coming to India to play the World Cup due to hostile political relations between the two countries. India last hosted the Hockey World Cup in 2010. Defending champions Mumbai Indians will face Chennai Super Kings in the IPL opener on April 7th. Chennai will also play the last match of the league phase against Kings 11 Punjab. The IPL has also decided not to alter the tournament's regular match timings, with matches scheduled for a 4 p.m. start and the evening matches commencing at 8 p.m. Priyanka Chopra, the global brand ambassador of Nirav Modi Diamond Jewellery House, has decided to pull out of the contract over non-payment of her dues. She has accused Nirav Modi of not paying her for the ad campaigns. Salman Khan's Being Human Foundation faces blacklisting by the BMC. This is because the NGO has not set up concessional dialysis units in Bandra over a year after being allotted the project.
Time for a quick break, and then let's see what happens when a lot of Kapoors get together. Welcome back, and welcome back to Raj Kapoor. You never can have enough of him. You never can have enough views on him. But listen to this one, to these three rather.
Ramesh Sippy was honoured as the first recipient of the Raj Kapoor Award for Excellence in Entertainment in Mumbai on Wednesday. It's an award constituted in the name of the ultimate showman of Hindi cinema, whose films like Mera Naam Joker, Shri 420 and Awara, amongst others, were important socio-economic indicators of the time. Proud sons Randhir, Rishi and Rajiv Kapoor, who've seen the legend up close and personal, shared their memories of working with their legendary father at this inaugural ceremony in Mumbai.
I was an assistant director, and I was aspiring to become an actor and a director. And one fine day, my father comes to me that I have heard a very good story. I want you to hear it, and I want you to direct the picture. And that was Kal Aaj Aur Kal in 1971. And he said that in this film, he would have my grandfather playing my grandfather, and he would play my father in the film, and I would play their son. To which I got very nervous, being my first film, and then to have my grandfather, the great veteran, Shri Raj Kapoor, and Raj Kapoor in the same block with me working for the first time. And he said, yeah, why not? When you want to teach somebody how to swim, you just throw him in the water. If you're good, you'll survive. And if you don't survive, you never were meant to be in the films.
Working with Raj Kapoor aside, the Kapoor brothers also shared interesting anecdotes behind the music in Raj Kapoor films, his overseas fan following and his passion for cinema.
One day, Bajpayee Saab came here and sent word to my dad, कि यार तुम तो बहुत popular हो China में भी. So one day he called me from the studio, and he called my mother also from up, and she said, I have got an invite from China that I'm a very popular man in China and my films are very popular there. And we are all going to China. They've invited us as state guests.
I was there very much when my father was having a sitting with Ravinderji. I was there, like I told you, I was a past assistant also in the film. And he had this Sun Baba Sun, and you know, because I was called Saiba in the film, so he said Sun Saiba Sun. Or जैसे बैठे हुए थे, and there was this, you know, lot of creative discussion and बातचीत चल रही थी. And suddenly, you know, in his mind it came, क्या होएगा? Sun Saiba Sun, प्यार की धुन. तूने मुझे चुन लिया, मैंने तुझे चुन लिया, तू भी मुझे चुन. वो सब भाई immediately वहाँ बन गया. So you know, these things came automatically to him.
Peculiar thing that he possessed was that without learning, he used to play most of the percussion instruments. He used to play the piano. He plays the piano. None of us know, but he's never learned piano. He plays the piano like my father. Raj Kapoor used to played the piano, played the peti, all kind of rhythm instruments without learning. He had that in him.
It's been 30 years since Raj Kapoor passed away, but the legend that he is, his work continues to fascinate film lovers through generations. Entertainment Bureau, News 18.
Let's end, as we should, in style.
Say hello to Lakshmi.
Hi.
Hi, Lakshmi.
Hi.
Okay, so we start with the benefits of jewelry. Not only is it beautiful, makes you feel beautiful, but it can also do a lot for your body type. If you're thin and petite and narrow like Lakshmi is, essentially you're a bare canvas and you can carry any jewelry off. But if you decide to go with the bold, layered necklace, then make sure you add a little height to your heels to balance the whole thing out. If you're of a slightly broader frame, then play with chunky necklaces, bold necklaces, anything that really highlights your curves. We now move on to earrings. If you have a long or oval face, like mine, go with studs or small drop earrings. If you have a round or square face, then choose earrings with a longer pendant. Also, if you're wearing a chunky necklace like Lakshmi is, then keep your earrings simple so that all the attention is on the necklace. Lakshmi, what do you think? Everything that I said, is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now we'll have Lakshmi change so we can show you how to use jewelry to amp up your office look. When dressing for work, you can really use jewelry to show a part of your personality. I suggest go with one piece, either earrings or necklace or ring. If you're going for earrings and you have lovely long hair like Lakshmi's, I suggest stud earrings with a pop of color and your hair swept to one side. When going for necklaces, my recommendation is try using a brooch as a collar pin and see the difference that it will make. Another idea is to use a choker on top of your button once shut. Doesn't it look totally different? The most foolproof way to wear accessories is to use a big, chunky statement ring. It really shows a lot of power in that very important meeting, or will just keep you entertained when you're typing all day on the keyboard. Thank you, Lakshmi, for being a very beautiful model today.
Most welcome.
And since it is Valentine's Day and you want to buy yourself or your loved one a present, I recommend the Promise Band. This band has a special compartment in which you can put a piece of paper with a promise to yourself, and every time you wear the band, it's also a promise to Lakshmi to be a fighter, never a victim. With that, it's a wrap from us. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
And of course, we'll have a lot more to share with you next weekend.